international keynote speaker, writer, success coach, business consultant, entrepreneur, and CEO of the business consulting firm Charles Clark International. A former member of the Florida State University track team, he was a 3-time NCAA champion. However, an injury he suffered one day while training prevented him from ever being fully competitive again. But Charles never gave up. Instead, he founded the Charles Clark What Matters Foundation with a mission to teach strategies that prepare young students for success through education, fitness, and health. He has delivered over 500 presentations over the past 9 years to a diverse array of companies and organizations, including Frontier Communications, Dick's Sporting Goods, Nike, iHeartRadio, Raymond James Financial, the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, and various NCAA college sport teams, to name just a few. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Charles Clark.
Yeah. What's up? I don't know if you guys can hear me. Can you guys hear me clearly? If you can hear me, say what's up. What's up? All right, cool. You already know that this is not your typical speaker already, just off of that. So we're gonna have a good time today. And what I want you guys to do, if you feel like it, I'm on Instagram and you guys can post your stories on there and we're gonna blow up the world real quick with this. All right, so today is about the process. Today is about the process. And I believe there's a process in everything that we do in life. A step-by-step action that we need to take to make it work out. It's kind of like making pizza. How many of you guys like pizza? I love pizza. I make it every single week. But the process of making pizza, if you want it to turn out right, you got to follow the steps, right? Right? Yes. So you got to preheat the oven, right? Roll out the dough, add the sauce, the cheese, the toppings, whatever you like, and put it in the oven. Am I right? Am I right? You're right. But what happens when you skip steps in the process? Like not turn on the oven. Or put the ball of pizza dough into the oven, and then add the sauce, cheese, the toppings in later. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. It's gonna be a recipe for disaster. It's the same way that we live life. If you want it to turn out right, you gotta follow the steps. But when you skip steps, when you do the bare minimum, it will lead you to the highest chance of you never reaching your potential. So you gotta be all in. And when you live life in this manner, you will realize one of the most remarkable gifts every creature on this planet has, which is this innate resilience to feel uncomfortable in effort to do something phenomenal. So today, I want to take you through your step so that you can get it right, so that you can do that thing that you believe so much inside of you to accomplish. If I'm talking to you, I want everybody to say, oh yeah, talk to me. Oh yeah. All right, so today, one of the first things we have to do in our process is we have to know who we are. When you know who you are, it's special because it's a work that will never be discounted. Not even if you're $1 and a dream short. Not even if the world can't see your value. When I was 24, I hit rock bottom. I was dealing with a devastating injury. I was one of the 6th fastest men in the world, and I couldn't even stand on my own 2 feet. I had a college coach who no longer wanted to train me. I had a 2.5-year relationship into the girl I thought I was gonna marry, and I had no stream of income. So I moved back in with my old roommate, my mama. And there was so much shame at living at home with my mom after college. I was embarrassed. I felt like, who in their right mind would want to love somebody like me? In the blink of an eye, I went from knowing my entire future to desperately trying to understand life. Failure after failure, my self-worth crumbled. And I recall sitting at the bottom of my mom's steps, not even having enough courage to hold my head up, and my mom, she asked me, she said, what do you need me to do to fix this, Charles? And if my tears could speak, it broke my silence because I realized in that moment that I was the one. I was the one. See, a mom, how many of you guys got moms? A mom, she naturally wants to drop everything she's doing to make sure her baby's okay. And my mom, she's a strong woman. She handles her. She raised 3 kids on her own. She never took shortcuts in life. She had her own life she was trying to figure out. So, Mom, I can't let you take this one from me. I'm the one. I was the one. See, sometimes you're going to lose in life. But can I tell you, you're good enough to bounce back? One of my greatest accomplishments is being able to be on this stage and tell you that I'm living in my worth. So today, the thing I want to give you is to embrace who you are and to embrace your story without shame. We live in a world where we try to fit in when we're designed to stand out. We try to mask our identity to make ourselves look real polished on Instagram, Twitter, and all that stuff, right? We care about the superficial things that never bring us value. We settle for the life that is beneath our God-given design. But let me tell you, it's you out of 1 in 4 million sperms. You didn't cheat death to live a half-complete life. You are worth being you at all costs. Even if you don't know who you are, know that the foundation of who you are is more than enough. That the potential in you know when it's seen, know when it's heard. That you have everything inside of you to move mountains. That the story that's formulating before your very eyes, you don't need validation through somebody else to know that you can make it. That your moment will not be defined by that moment that happened to you, but it will be defined by you. And when you begin to know who you are, know who you are, you will do what you do best. Someone catches fire to what you do, your service, your message, and your products. You become the best version of who you are. And maybe just maybe, you can impact somebody. And maybe you can change the world. I want you to begin to envision your goal, your dream, your aspirations, you making it to the finish line. Close your eyes and just imagine, just for a moment, what that looks like for you. You making it to the finish line. What value will you bring to the world? Where will you travel? What people will you impact? What purpose will you fulfill? Let me tell you that dream that you think about, that no one else can see, it's more than just a figment of your imagination. It's possible. Do you believe that? That it's possible, that you can do this? I believe you can do it. And when you live life in this manner, you will begin to live in your worth. But to begin to live in your worth, you got to know who you are. To begin to live in your worth, you have to change your mindset. That's the next step I want to give you guys. Change your mind. Change your mind. There's something powerful that happens when you change your mind. How many of you guys, you hear about the New Year's resolution, right? New year, new me, baby. I'm going to do that. Yeah. Some are looking right for me. But let me tell you, a new year won't change you. Your mindset will. Many people are living on, man, I got 200 years guaranteed. Living on someday I'll do it. But the truth is you don't. The truth is the only thing you have is right now. And the only way that you can capitalize on now is you have to have a certain mindset to capitalize on now. You have to have a certain mindset to quit your job when there are no guarantees. You have to have a certain mindset to do the things that others can't see or comprehend. You cannot level up your success without leveling up your mindset. That was tweetable right there. You cannot level up your success without leveling up your mindset. So here's an ingredient you're going to need. You're going to need faith. When I moved to Tampa, Florida, it was a completely different life change for me. I went from running track and field to running my own business. I know it was a daring leap of faith because I never visited Tampa a day in my life, and I just tapped on the map and I said, I'm going to move here to do everything. That's crazy, right? That's bold. And I did it. Let me tell you, it was scary too, because for months I didn't have clients. That didn't stop the bills from coming in. I questioned myself. I'm like, maybe a 9-to-5 ain't such a bad idea after all. Because I don't know how you're going to be an entrepreneur and a motivational speaker when nobody want to hear you speak. It just doesn't work like that. So I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna be honest, I started to submit my resumes left and right. I was panicking. It was like I was standing next to Howie Mandel from Deal or No Deal. And he said to me, Charles, now what I'm gonna offer you is guaranteed. Are you ready? Yeah, I'm ready. We're gonna offer you $40,000 salary. Okay, all right. $40,000 salary. And you know, it's like everything inside of your mind, it just starts to spill out, right? How many of you guys got that mind, everything just starts to talk to you? And my mind is talking to me, and one part of my brain is saying, Charles, you moved all the way from Virginia Beach, Virginia to Tampa. You're gonna be the world's greatest speaker in the world. You don't take the deal, no deal, right? And then the other part of my brain is saying, bruh, soon you're gonna be out on your feet and you're gonna be a motivational speaker asking people for some change. That's what you're gonna be doing. Take the deal, it's the safe move. And Howie Mandel, he comes back up to me. For the final time, Charles Edward Clark. Deal or no deal? You know how you point his finger? Deal or no deal? Okay, so about $40,000, about $3,000 a month, but you really can't put a price tag on your dream. So, Howie, my mama, she didn't raise no sucker, so no deal. And I don't believe what I just did. I canceled all my interviews I had. And I started showing up for what I believed in. What I believed what was for me was for me. And let me tell you, in one day alone, I made over $25,000 worth of clients. And the first thing I thought about was like, oh shoot, I ain't never seen this type of money in my life. At one time, my bank is gonna think I'm a drug dealer. That's what I thought about. But the size of your faith is the measure of your goal. If you have a big faith in yourself, big belief in yourself, you're gonna have big goals. If you have small faith, you'll have small goals. It doesn't work the other way around. Many people, they talk about, all I need is a sign. I just need one sign, Lord. As soon as they get the sign, they be like, hold on, that was a little bit too soon. I need one more, okay? That was a little bit too early for me. Am I talking to somebody? Am I speaking the truth, right? We live in this world where we don't live off of the trust in the process. So what you're gonna need in your trust in the process is you're gonna have to be cautious of what you listen to. Be careful of what you allow yourself to speak out into the universe. Because whoever said that sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me, they was lying. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Words can cripple you. Words can heal you. Words can reveal the truth, or they can make you believe a lie. If you can do one of these things in your life, understand that your mind is your greatest gift. Winning the battle against your mind, it puts you in the category of the most successful people in the world. Why? Because with a certain mindset, it can cause you to live your dream or kill your dream. So what are you going to need? You need to insulate your mind with your designed identity and ambition. You need to weaponize your dream with a vocal frequency of certainty. For 7 years, I've been speaking life over myself. I said to myself when I didn't have confidence, I said I would smile today and say hello. I would look at myself in the mirror. So I would smile today and say hello. When I was living at home with my mom, borrowing her cars to take girls out on dates, I said I would find the most beautiful girl in the world and she's gonna be my wife. She don't know it. She don't know this is my mama car right now, but she's gonna be my wife though. When I moved to Tampa to start my business, I didn't have any clients. I said, every single morning I will find new clients today. And I attracted those things in my life. What are you speaking to yourself in the morning? What is getting the loudest frequency of your day? Is it doubt? Is it fear? Is it worry? Is it anger? Is it cursing at your loved one, your spouse? Because that's going to be the thing that you attract in your life. That's going to be the thing that projects you into your next movement. So here's what I want you to do. I'm going to give you a simple step to do in your process, is I want you to write down all your insecurities, all your fears, all your worries, all your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, all the things that you know you need to work on. And on one side of the sheet of paper, I just want you to put I will, and fill in the blank. And begin to fill in that I will statements. I will be bold today and smile. I will represent myself with confidence and respect. What is that thing that you need to start speaking life to in your situation? And here's what I do. This is my secret. Every single morning, I get up and I say, Siri, set an alarm for 3 minutes. And I begin to talk to myself. I begin to wake myself up inside, because sometimes you got to do that. Sometimes life hard. Am I right? Am I right? So you got to wake up that energy inside of you, because that's greatness that is inside of you, and the world needs to see it. Understand that your thoughts, they control your actions, and your actions, they create habits, and your habits, they create a lifestyle. Am I right or am I right? Oh, you don't want to talk? Am I right or am I right? Right. I'm right. So here's the next thing that you're going to need to do in your process, is that you need to have habits of consistency. Everybody say habits of consistency. Progress is built in your consistency. I think that even if our goals were simple to accomplish, it would be difficult because consistency is involved. Inconsistency is the biggest way to slow you down. Inconsistency is the biggest way to lose momentum. Let me give you an example of that. If you take a ball and you roll that ball down the hill, what will happen is it will create momentum from the consistency, right? Now, if you take that same ball and you roll it down the hill, and every time you start to see it speed up, you stop it. Every time it speeds up, you stop it and you roll it down again. What's going to happen? It's going to take that ball that you stopped longer to get down the hill. Inconsistency is the biggest way to lose. My mom, she taught me at a very young age. She said, Charles, when you keep fighting, you're going to win. When you keep fighting, you're going to win. And she would tell me that because I wasn't the greatest reader or writer growing up. In first grade, I watched my friends go into the second grade without me. In middle school, I was put in remedial classes and made fun of because of my academic challenges. But I found something that I was so gifted in, which was track. And I had hundreds of letters pouring in from colleges and universities. But once I sent my transcripts into those schools, and they saw my GPA and my college test scores, they said, whoa, bro, you're not good enough for our school. And there was a time in my life where I felt so broken and felt like giving up. Looking at the choice to persevere or settle, I looked at settle. But something kept ringing in my mom's telling me, keep fighting, you're going to win. And I would study every single day to pass this stupid SAT and ACT. And I took that test in September, and I failed it by 120 points. I took the test again in October to get the score that I needed to get into college, and I failed it again by 80 points. How many of you guys know that? That's defeating. I'm thinking the last time I walk up in that site with confidence, I'm like, I'm getting closer to this thing. I'm gonna pass it. You see it on Disney all the time. They're gonna have their moment, and this was mine. And so I get into the testing site, I walk out, I failed it again. And the last time I could take it was in December. All my friends were going on to college to pretty much go to any school that I wanted to go to if I could get the score that I needed. And let me tell y'all, there's no greater feeling than passing that test by 1 point. No greater feeling. But here's what I want you to understand is that you don't have to be the best at what you do. You just have to be consistent. Many people would say, Charles, there's no way you can come back from this deficit. But because of consistency, a kid who had failures and setbacks written all over his life, he would make the dean's list, an ACC honor roll, and he would graduate from Florida State University. Because of consistency, out of 6.8 billion people in the world, I would become the 6th fastest man in the world. And because of consistency, this year, I will write and publish my own book. Yeah. Thank you. I got the one. That was my mama that started to clap. But because of consistency, you can do great things in your life. Here's what I want you to understand. This is something that you can probably post on Instagram. When you turn your ambition into a habit, you become a savage. Yeah. When you turn your ambition into a habit, you become a savage. Where's your ambition? Where's your consistency in your life? What type of consistency does your goals crave? Let me tell you, it craves the consistency of doing the little things that no one pays attention to. Some of y'all already know what that is. It craves the consistency of setting one alarm. One alarm, not 5 or 10. Don't get your warm-up alarm. You just need one alarm to get up. It craves the consistency of having a morning routine that doesn't cater to you taking care of everybody else, but loving yourself enough, investing into yourself. It craves the consistency of working out to gain that psychological resilience and grit. It's not about working out 365 times in one day. Nobody can do that, right? It's about working out through a span of 365 times throughout the year. Those are the results that excellence will produce. It craves the consistency of having gratitude. Let me tell you something about gratitude. Gratitude will change your attitude. When I was depressed, when I was living at home with my mom, when I didn't have work, the reason why I stayed there was because I kept looking at my situation like it was something that was the worst thing that could ever happen to me. Here's what gratitude is. Gratitude is joy. Gratitude is thankfulness. And if you are not thankful for your past, you cannot be present with your now. So you got to be able to be thankful for your situations. They might look bad, but let me tell you, you can make that into one heck of a story for your life. That's what gratitude can do. The last thing I want to leave you guys with today is create winning relationships. Create winning relationships. You never want to let people be the obstacle to your success. A couple years ago, well, actually last year, I went to New Jersey to speak at this conference. And the director, he was in his 80s. And he calls me when I'm on the plane, and he says, Charles, this is his voice literally. He said, Charles, we got a problem. I said to him, what's the problem, Dr. Gene? Don't tell me that the event's canceled because I'm on this plane, and you need to tell me if I need to get off. And he says, don't worry, the event's not canceled, but there's a problem with your driver. He's not going to be able to pick you up. And he says to me, would you mind taking a Uber? I'm on the plane, I'm like, Uber? I said, Dr. Gene, I don't know what a Uber is. He says, it's a taxi. I said, oh, you mean an Uber? Okay, all right, I got you. I'll take an Uber. So I hop in the Uber, and how many of you guys ever rode in an Uber before? They just want to talk, okay? They want to get to know your mama. They want to know your credit score. And I'm in the back of the car trying to get ready for my speech. As soon as I get out of the car, I got to do my speech. And Horace is looking at me from the rearview mirror, and I'm like, oh, this guy's about to talk to me. And he says, man, he's Jamaican too. So it just makes the story. And he says, man, what you doing in New Jersey? No one wants to be here. And I'm like, what? New Jersey is a beautiful place to be. And he says, I tell him, I'm speaking at a conference. He said, oh, you're a motivational speaker, huh? I said, that's right. I put my paper down at this point because I know we're about to have a long conversation. And he says to me, I got a story to tell you. I said, okay, all right, let me hear the story. So he tells me this story. And he says there's this farmer that went out into the forest to go get some things for his farm. But the farmer, he sees this baby eagle, and he places it in his bag. He's still driving, telling me this story. And he says the farmer goes back to his farm and puts the baby eagle in the chicken coop. And the baby eagle, little by little, he started to adapt behaviors like a chicken. He started to walk like a chicken. He started to bark like a chicken. He started to pick worms like a chicken. So you know what the farmer said? I'm going to call you a chicken. So there was this naturalist in town, and the naturalist wanted to check out his estate. And he looks into his farm, and he sees that there was an eagle in there. And the naturalist said, hey man, that's an eagle in there. And the farmer says to him, oh, you want to take a look at my chickens? He said, no, that's an eagle. He said, let me show you that this is an eagle. So he went up to the baby eagle and he places it on his arms like they do on the Discovery Channel. And he says, eagle, you are an eagle. Spread your wings and fly. And he lifts up his arm and the eagle just falls right into the ground. And the farmer, he's sitting in the back of his chair. He's like, I told you, he's a chicken now. And the naturalist says, you know, I'm going to come back the next day, and I'm going to show you that this is an eagle. So he comes back the next day. He grabs that baby eagle, and he places it on his arms like they do on the Discovery Channel. And he says, eagle, you are an eagle. Spread your wings and fly. And the eagle just looked to his left and looked to his right, and he was like, oh, you ain't talking to me, bro. And the farmer, he's sitting in this chair, and it's, I told you, he's a chicken. The naturalist's getting a little upset at this point. He says, I'm gonna come back the next day, I'm gonna show you that this is an eagle. So he comes back, he's like, I don't even know if this is an eagle anymore at this point, but I'm gonna come back because I told him I was gonna come back. So he comes back to him, and he gets that baby eagle, and he places it on his arms like they do on the Discovery Channel. And he says, eagle, listen to me. You are an eagle. Spread your wings and fly. And the eagle, he looked at the horizon from the sun, and he spread his wings, which is about 6 feet across, and he began to soar. Now, what's the moral of this story, y'all? Be careful who you hang around, or you can literally become a chicken. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. All right. So, you got to be careful who you hang around, guys. Your process requires you to be all in. You got to protect you. You got to love you enough to be strong. So can I give you some of my secret ingredients? Yeah. Can I give you some of my secret ingredients? Yes. All right. So here, it's not the pizza, but this is the secret ingredient to change your life, to have consistency in your life so that you can get what it is that you want. All right, here it is, my secret ingredients. Invest in profit. How many entrepreneurs we have in here? How many athletes we have in here? How many dreamers we have in here? Everybody just raise your hand, come on. Raise your hand. Yes, that's me he's talking to. Invest in profit. Invest in profit is so important for your life because scared money don't make money, okay? That is a true statement. Get seen more. What is that thing that you do? Get seen doing it. You don't want to be the best kept secret because nobody will know about you. Don't take business personally. If your coach calls you out on something, take it. Take it like a man. Take it like a woman. Do I really need to work on that? Do I need to improve myself in that area? If they don't call me back, maybe I need to work on my process a little bit. Don't get offended because business is business. It's not your home. It's not your family. So don't take it personally. The next thing I want to give you guys is do your research and know your facts. Really simple. Well, if you don't have a 2.0 GPA to play sports, what is it? To play the sports? What is the minimum? 2. Okay, I was about to say 3.7. Oh my God. I would not be running. All right, you got to know your research and know your facts because that's the thing that's going to help you succeed in life. The other thing I want to give you is build relationships that matters. I want to tell you guys this. Don't be afraid to let people go because many times they're only called to be someone you influence. They're not called to be someone in your circle of influence. I like to relate that to like a plant. How many of you guys have any plants in the house? I'm not talking about the ones that are fake, okay? Plants in the house. Now, one thing I had to realize when I was in Tampa and I wanted to decorate my place and I wanted to make it look real nice, I kept killing my plants. And I would go back into Home Depot and I would tell them, I need to make an exchange because they got this nice exchange policy. And the lady at the cash register, she's telling me, she says, sir, what happened here? She said, I told her my plant died. She said, no, it looked like you killed it. Okay. And I had to learn, I kept watering my plant. I was like, man, don't die on me, don't die on me. But here's the thing that I was afraid to do. I was afraid to cut off the leaves that were already dead. And sometimes you gotta cut off the dead weight in your life. Come on now. Yeah, you can clap for that because that's a true story. You gotta be willing to cut off the dead weight in your life. If it's not helping you, if it's not growing you, if it's not maturing you, I can't deal with you right now because I got somewhere to go. I want you to begin to have a schedule for your life. Don't just have it all up here. Write it out. Put it on Google. Get a planner to help you plan in life. Create a process. And I want everybody to say this one out loud. The bottom one right here. Everyone, 1, 2, 3.
Don't allow anyone to hold you out of your dreams.
No, don't one more time because that was that sounded like everybody was on their own rhythm, right? All right, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Don't allow anyone to hold you up on your dream. Come on, give yourselves a round of applause, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you.